Start off young in God. You see, oftentimes people are coming to the kingdom of heaven when they get older, when they're in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and they live the life of sin. And the kingdom of heaven is welcome to people of all races, genders, whether you're a man or a woman, and regardless of your age. But start off young in God. The number one mistake a lot of young people do is they spend their whole youth, they spend their whole teenage years and 20s and early 30s living a life of sin, living a lifestyle that is against God. Then many people, after they live all those years, then they want to come into the kingdom of heaven when they're older. Start off young in God. The younger you start off in God, the better off your life will be. The more peaceful your life will be. The better decisions you'll make. The less drama and stress you'll have to go through. You see, oftentimes many people think that the kingdom of heaven is boring. But may I tell you something? In this walk with God, the younger off you start, the better off your life will be. You see, there's a big difference between a person who comes into the kingdom of heaven at 16 versus a person who comes into the kingdom of heaven at 70. Because that person who comes at 16, they probably haven't done much yet. They probably never smoked, never been drunk, they never fornicated yet. They probably never even had a girlfriend yet or a boyfriend. Of course, we don't believe in that, but you guys know what I mean. And nevertheless, they never done much. Versus a person who comes at 70, they probably had a long time. They probably a whole life. They probably had a bunch of people they fornicated with, a bunch of men, a bunch of women they probably slept with. They probably had a bunch of alcohol they drunk. Their whole kidney probably damaged. They probably smoked so much and their whole lungs are destroyed. They probably partied so much. They got all that cursed rap music in their head, all that satanic R&B music. And you see, they got all that stuff in their mind. And you see, that person gonna need a bunch of deliverance. They're gonna need a bunch of deliverance and a bunch of healing coming into the kingdom of heaven. Versus a person who comes at 16 or 17 or 18, they haven't done much. You see, guys, the younger you start off in God, the better off your life will be. You see, I can tell you guys from personal experience, the people who start off in God young, they don't have the type of drama versus the people who did not spend their whole young years dedicated to God. Just think about all these young people you see nowadays that's not living according to the standards of God. Work of life is getting them. Many of them have different baby mamas, baby daddies. Some of them got like 10 kids by like 6 different people. Some of them, their lungs are destroyed at a young age. You got these young people, their whole lungs are destroyed from all this weed and all these cigarettes they're smoking and all this alcohol and these perks that they're popping. You got all these young artists dying from alcohol abuse, drug abuse. Look where that lifestyle is getting them. It's not really getting them nowhere. So that shows you that, you see, even though you're young, you can still be destroyed. Many people think, oh, I'll just live any type of life I want when I'm young, and when I get older, I get together. You may not get that chance when you get older. Many young people nowadays, you have so many young people dropping like flies nowadays. There's young people who I know who'd even make it to even see 22. There's young people who I love school with who'd even make it to see 22. That should tell you guys something, that your young years, you should spend it dedicated to God, because you might not even make it to see when you hit 40. Many people having this mentality, oh, when I get older, I'm going to change. Change from now. The world ain't offering you nothing. All the world is offering you is chaos and drama. You get in that world, you deal with all these worldly people, you date all these worldly people, you get nothing but heartbreaks, you get nothing but people hurting your feelings, next thing you know, you have angry, depressed, frustrated. Keep your mind focused on God. The younger you start off in God, the better off your life will be. The better decisions you'll make. The better path you'll go down. I could tell you guys, even from my personal experience, I started off young into the kingdom of heaven. I grew up in a Christian family, but I became deep in the kingdom of heaven when I was 16. That's why I got baptized and wanted to dedicate my whole life to God. I can tell you guys that the decisions I made from when I was young, from I'm 16 all the way to my early 20s, my life is completely different than my classmates who do not have God, who are not living the lifestyle that I'm living, who are not living a lifestyle for God. Their lifestyle is more of a mess than mine. That should show you guys that the decisions you make at a young age affects you when you get older. The decisions you make in your 20s, 30s, or teenage years can affect you when you get older. So start off in God young. Don't let nobody criticize you. Don't let nobody make it seem like following God boring. You sometimes have these other young people, especially, and these other adults and these people who come to you and they'll try to laugh at you and mock you, like living righteous for God is somehow boring, like it's something to laugh at. Guess what? These same people will laugh at you. Look at the problems that they got. Look at how their lifestyle is going. Many of them didn't accomplish nothing. That should show you something. They didn't accomplish nothing with their life, but yet they got the nerve to laugh at you. Make it make sense. You start off young in God, your life will be way better. God will direct you down the right path. He'll bring you the right friends, the right spouse. By the time your young years go on and you get older, God's spirit life you get older, you're gonna look back and be happy with life. You know why? Because you didn't mess up. Not to say you're not to say you're gonna be perfect, but you ain't mess up. You didn't destroy yourself. You didn't go down the road of sin. You didn't deal with all these bad relationships. You didn't deal with all this drama in your life. You didn't deal with all these worldly friends who might turn on you. You didn't deal with all these this alcohol, and this demonic rap music that talk about shooting and killing people, and this demonic R&B music that's talk about having sex with people. You don't have all that nonsense in your head. Your mind is cleansed. Your mind is pure. Your mind is holy. You have a clear mind. Just look at all these young people walk around nowadays. I see them all the time. They walk around almost like zombies. They listen to rap music like these demonic rappers like Lil Durk and all these rappers who passed on like King Von and all these demonic rappers talk about shooting and killing and selling drugs and all this stuff. They're over here rapping these lyrics. All this mumble rap that's going on. They high off those perks, high off that weed, and you can see in their eyes like they're gone. Like ain't nobody in there. Almost like it's a dead person walking. They're physically alive, but their soul, but the inside dead. Ain't nothing there. Someone's like their soul gone. You see, that's where the world gets you. You got so many young people, they don't even know what they want to do with their life. Some of them, all they do is just stand in a block all day, accomplishing nothing with their life. Where's that getting you? You stand in a block all day. Where's that leading you in life? Is that bringing you any money? Is it help you paying your bills? Is it bringing you any joy? Is it help bringing you closer to God? It ain't doing nothing. To stand outside, just delaying time, wasting time, stagnant, not going nowhere in life. Guys, start off young in God. You're a young person. Please start off young in God. You won't regret it. Cause me, I'm happy I start off young in God because it saved me from a lifestyle of bad decisions and a lifestyle of sin. And you see the enemy, he's looking to kill, steal, and destroy. You see the enemy, he'll come after you even though you're young. You see many young people, a lot of people gotta realize, once you reach the age of accountability, once you know wrong from right, you eligible to get judged by God. That means even if you're young and you die in your sins, you still go to hell just like an adult. That means if you die in your sins at 17, you could still go to hell. If you die in your sins at 20, you could still go to hell. You die in your sins at 23, you could still go to hell. Because those ages, 20, 23, you definitely an adult. But nevertheless, you can still go to hell. So why waste your years? Dedicate your youth to God. Trust me, he'll honor it, man. Because it's something honorable to God when he has young people in his kingdom. It's something that he loves. Because you come in, you're doing something that many young people are not doing. You're doing something that many young people are not willing to do. You're willing to dedicate your lifestyle to God. How many young people you know in their 20s and teenage years and early 30s that's really living for God? That's something you should be proud of. That's something that God honors. Because it's something that very few young people are willing to do. Trust me, guys. You dedicate your young years onto God, you'll be much happier. You'll have a lifestyle of peace and happiness. You may not always be perfect in this walk with God. But trust me, when you start young in God, you make better decisions. You'll go down a better road. You'll be happier in life. You'll go down the right path. You won't be going in circles in life wondering what to do. Dealing with all these people who just going to destroy you and traumatize you in the end. The reason why there are so many people going on the internet nowadays, especially on platforms like YouTube, talk about all men, all women are bad and all this stuff. And to stay away from men, stay away from women, because many of them been hurt. You know what? Many of them been hurt because many of them, they live their life for the world. They didn't live their life for God. They spent all those years chasing the wrong men, chasing the wrong women, chasing these worldly people. And it destroyed them in the end. And now they're taking out their hurt and their pain on people, on other people, on society. When it was really their decisions to date those people, their decisions to go with those people that destroyed them in the end. So, when you start off young in God, it will save you from a lifestyle of drama. You pay attention to a lot of these young people nowadays, especially these young artists. You see all these young musicians and these young hip-hop artists and all them. All these young celebrities that's coming up. Look at the ones that's out in the world. Pay attention to them. You got all these young artists that's out in the world, and look at their lives, straight drama. You got these rappers that are in their 20s, early 30s, beef with one another. You guys are millionaires. You guys got thousands of dollars. And yet you guys are beef with one another. You guys got drama with one another. You guys got money. Why can't you guys just sell the issue and just go about your business? But no, you guys make these songs diss each other. And now look, you guys got beef and you guys both got money. You guys both got money and you got more problems than people who are broke. Help it make sense. But nevertheless, guys, start off young in God. your life will be way better and you ain't gotta deal with this nonsense that's going on. Because you see, many of these young people nowadays, many of them don't want God. And you see, in the end, they always live to regret it.